It's around 8 o'clock where I am at night. Welcome to my bed. Restful Rambles is what I'm calling this now. I just did a name change today from my bedtime blog. I like alliteration. This is my notebook from this morning when the day was fresh, taking notes on my new job. It's not that interesting, but later on you'll see how that page filled up. So the rest of the day is a pretty low energy day for those of us here at Restful Rambles. I did a lot of work on Restful Rambles as well. I didn't go out today. I stayed in all day. That's what I did today. I got in the sun though, so I got a little sunshine while I was indoors. So, this SpeedMobi has you get your own web designer, copywriter, automator, and local area lead generator person. I'm going to use them if this thing gets off the ground, this whatever I decide to call it. But I'm not at that point yet. I haven't even started my new job yet. So that might happen tomorrow, I think. We're going to look at another picture now if you're staying awake and watching this, not just falling asleep. It's a picture of my good old clock. If you've watched all my other videos, you know this clock. This was in the morning. I took a picture of it when the day was new and things were yet to be done. I did make some apple juice today by juicing some apples in my juicer, my hand cranked juicer. I'm getting ahead of myself right now though. I should be talking about time, but what can you say about time? Does it exist? Is it something that we created like language? Is it really making our lives better? Do you know the history of time has something to do with like the time zones, with the railroad stations? I don't remember that kind of stuff. I just hear it and then and that was interesting. But yeah, getting all the time zones organized was how they dealt with rail travel back whenever they were doing that kind of stuff. So it's 8 o'clock now. Well, it's a little bit after 8 o'clock where I am. But let's get back to earlier today and talk about my juicer in the background over there. I don't think I have pictures of the apple juice, but I wanted to show you this. See that ice cube sticking out? That was ice that was in one of those plastic water bottles. And I cut it open, and then I had this big ice cube. In fact, I think it's still here. Hang on, let me look. Yeah, here we are. It's been around for almost 12 hours. So that was a good idea. I'm going to do that again, except for I should drink a little bit of the water beforehand because it's too big. The ice sticks out. But I drank it anyway. Just kept topping it off with different concoctions. Like sometimes I put that vitamin C powder, like stuff that you can get at the store, in there once, and I mixed aloe vera juice in there. That's what I have in there now. Sipping on ice cold aloe vera juice and water. I had this other stuff that was for nighttime. I had like melatonin in it or something, but I ran out of it last night, and I really was enjoying drinking it at night. I drank it for a while, and then I got out of it. You know how that happens? And then I got back into it, and I don't have any anymore. Or I would have bought some if I knew this was going to happen when I was at the store. one of the other things I did today is I've been listening to, I like to listen to YouTube videos. That's why I do this. Oh, I probably should have said this at the beginning. I keep saying I have to remember at the beginning to say this. This is supposed to be to fall asleep to. Not that interesting, not that boring. Just something to fall asleep to at night. Maybe filling a void in the market. Not that I'm marketing this technically right now, but yeah, that's the intention of this, and keep a little journal, and just to kind of, at this point in time, I look for stuff to fall asleep to, but that's stuff that's interesting. I try to, when I'm sponging, that means when I'm, just looking at stuff, I try to keep it interesting and of value. And I think this is worth looking into. Just, what you got on deck for when the end comes, because it could come any day, any minute, any year or decade. And I just feel like, for me, I like to prepare. Like, I super prepare for childbirth, like before I even got pregnant. So I want to prepare for the end before I have to, So and not in a morbid way, but in a, a positive way, in an egocentric way. And this kind of stuff is of interest to me, and I think worth thinking about and contemplating. And that's all I have to say about that, because the next picture's coming up. And I like this channel, so I'm going to give... I don't know if I should be giving a shout-outs to channels. I mean, I don't even have any followers yet, so whatever. These were my notes at the end of the day. I don't know how I'm going to remember all this stuff. It's more so I can remember it, because you really got to just talk to people. But that's all the stuff that they give out with their minimal projects. They build and restructure and recreate your website. They give you a blog engine, personal web designer, clear messaging, and copywriting. So anyway, I didn't keep that picture up for really long. I should have, now that I'm looking, but I decide on the timing of these pictures before I do the voiceover. And I have an extra minute at the end, so I'm going to do a live video at the end. This was when I changed this to Restful Rambles. And I'm going to read that. I'm going to read what I have. I didn't really change it. The actual description of the channel, which is: looking for something to listen to that's low-key and mildly interesting? Whether you're trying to unwind and get to sleep, doing chores like dishes or taking a shower, or just chilling, let me entertain you with relaxing late-night ramblings about my day before I go to sleep at night, over photos I've taken just for you throughout my day. I won't mind if you fall asleep. In fact, that's exactly what you do. That's exactly what I hope you'll do. And if not, I can keep you company while you do whatever you're doing. So, I got a little typo to take care of. I also worked on the thumbnails of this. You'd be surprised at how much really work it is to put out a channel if you haven't already done that. So, I don't really know what else I can maybe say about this particular slide. Not that it's a slide. It's a it's a picture of my screen. It's not technically a screenshot. I took it with my iPad like I did this one too. Days off while you listen to me ramble. Bedtime ramble about my bed. DoorDash, my sleepy cat, the full moon. Oh, you're going to see my sleepy cat for quite a while in this video. Relax and ramble. I can't read the last one because there's a thing on this iPad that says recording and stop, and then it gives you a little green scale to see if you're talking too loud, and it's over part of the video, so I can't really see what that says. Delivery job, my sleepy cat again. Oh, geez. The full moon. The AI. The almost full moon. That's the last one that I can read. It's kind of funny because I talk about the moon getting full, but while it was actually full, I didn't do anything with it. Because I already, it looks full anyway for the last couple days and a couple days after. So, I'm going to reposition myself here. Oops. My foot hit my keyboard and made a sound. So we're just waiting for a video of MyCaT. It's like 45 seconds, but I cut part of it out while I was moving around, and I also slowed it down as slow as I can. So it's coming up really soon if you're watching, and if not, you're probably asleep by now, maybe, or you're listening to your own thoughts, because that's what happens to me when I fall asleep. I think I just figured out what I'm going to talk about while we look at MyCaT. So when I fall asleep, sometimes I just listen to something, and I fall asleep while I'm listening. And it's usually, something interesting, and I listen to it again in the morning, so if I missed anything. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll slow it down, so it's really long. If I wake up at night, I just kind of roll over and start listening again, and it helps me get to sleep a lot faster. So, also, what I was going to say is, I forgot my train of thought about something. I was going to say something else about when I go to sleep. I know what I was going to say now. So what happens is, sometimes I'll realize that, like, the recording is annoying me, so I just shut everything off, including my modem and everything. I'll just shut everything off. But I usually don't do that, because by the time I do that, I'm kind of woken up again. So what my process is, if I do kind of catch myself where my thoughts are being interrupted by what I'm listening to, I will lean over and hit the space bar, which pauses the video. I found that that's easier than clicking my phone or having to deal with a phone. I shut all my phones and my iPad, all my devices off at night, and I keep my computer on sometimes. And I have it in such a way that I can shut the screen off and just listen through the speakers. And if I want to stop it, I hit the space bar. And if I want to change the volume, I can do that via my keyboard. Did you know that you can change the volume by the up and down arrows on your keyboard on a lot of programs? You can. And you can also use those arrows to go back and forth in something. Like if you want to say, like, you trailed off and you started thinking about something, but you missed part of the video, you can hit the back arrow button a couple times. It'll go back, like, whatever you set it to, like 5 or 10 seconds. So I have my keyboard next to me, and it's one of those keyboards that you can, like, it's backlit. It's not an illuminated keyboard, it's a backlit keyboard. So you have to, there's a button that I put glow-in-the-dark paint on, and I just click on that, and the keyboard lights up, gives you just a little bit of light in your room if you need it. But usually I don't have to do that. I just reach over. I could feel where the space bar is, and I really only need to use the space bar. I adjust the volume before I nestle in bed. And that's what I do. I either shut everything off, or I hit the space bar, or I let it play. I just drift off to sleep to it. Now, this is going to end the cat portion, and I'm going to go to the live portion soon. We're going to do that in just a moment. So there's my keyboard I was just telling you about. There's the button, the glow in the dark. So I wanted to also tell you about when I fall asleep, all of a sudden, sometimes I'm conscious of this, sometimes I'm not, but not all of a sudden, but eventually what I'm listening to does become annoying, and I want to just go into my own thoughts. And I think that if I can stay in that space of, like, hypnagogic, that state where you're in between sleep and wake, that's basically, I think, what meditation is. And where lucid dreaming stems from. It's that hypnagogic state. And that's something I'm just kind of looking into a little more, but most of the time I just fall asleep. So, which is what you might be doing now, or just unwinding. Nevertheless, whatever is going on in your, wherever you are, my 15 minutes is up, and I was going to make these just 15 minutes, but maybe I should make them longer. I don't think I have anything more to say, and my wonderful cat is just not anywhere to be found, or I'd record him. I don't know where he is. I'm going to produce this video and find something to listen to. So, isn't that odd that I'm making something for somebody to listen to? And I'm going to go myself to look for something to unwind to before bed. Something relaxing and spiritual, I might add. It just, gets me into that other world. So, it's time, I think, for us to part for the night. So I'm going to wish you pleasant dreams, a restful sleep, and just a peace, peace and rest tonight that you can take through the day tomorrow, and just stay in that everything's going to be okay state. I'm just doing what I can do and relaxing. I'm going to go now. And we're going to give fade out to my kitchen. Talk to you soon. Bye.